The Nationals and the Phillies got a little chippy with pitchers being checked, and in particular, Max Scherzer getting picked to show your glove, show your belt, show your hat there. He threw 5 innings, gave up 2 hits. He struck out 8. The Phillies manager, Joe Girardi, requested not once, not twice, but 3 times for him to be checked. And Scherzer, and he had some words. Girardi was eventually ejected from the game. They had a little stare down here. This is how it sounded. Here's the play-by-play of NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Joe Girardi is asking the home plate umpire, Tim Timmons and Alfonso Marquez, to take a look at something. Joe must have seen something with one of the baseballs. Scherzer's looking over to the dugout saying, really? But they must have seen something. So Dave Martinez is coming out. Look at Joe. I love it. I love it.
All right. Joe went out there, had a little stare down, and I don't know if this was gamesmanship. If you don't know Joe Girardi, which I'm going to guess most of you don't, he has a football mentality in a baseball sport. I don't know if he thought Max Scherzer was loading up the ball as much as he just wanted to say, hey, maybe I break up his rhythm a little bit. Maybe I try to get in his head a little bit. Here's Max Scherzer, the Nationals pitcher, who was confused by Joe Girardi's inspection request.
For me, it's kind of confusing. If you watch the bomb at bat, I almost put a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on his head because the ball slipped out of my hand. The whole night I was sick of kind of licking my fingers and tasting rosin the whole night. So the only part, I couldn't even get sweat from the back of my head because it wasn't really a warm night. So for me, the only part that was sweaty on me was actually my hair. So I had to take off my hat to be able to try to get any type of, try to get some type of moisture on my hand to try to, mix with the rosin. And so, for me, that's the confusing part is I'm just trying to get a grip of the ball. And you can even watch in that previous at bat, the ball slipped out of my hand, almost drilled somebody in the face.
All right. My follow-up question there would have been, Max, what were you using last week prior to baseball telling you can't use anything? Walk me through what you use here, just so I know here. Here's Joe Girardi on why he asked the umps to inspect Max Scherzer.
What did you see that prompted you to ask them to inspect Scherzer?
I've seen Max a long time, since 2010. Obviously, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But I've never seen him wipe his head like he was doing tonight, ever. Going like this, right? So it was suspicious for me. He did it about 4 or 5 times. It was suspicious. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I just got to do what's right for our club.
Yeah, it was gamesmanship there a little bit. I think he had a little bit of fun with it. If I said to you, would you prefer baseball look the other way and allow these pitchers to continue to do what they're doing? Or we have this situation here. This is awkward. It's uncomfortable when you're watching this. You have pitchers who are overreacting, acting like babies. Should the commissioner ignore this? Now, here's a couple of things. I think you should cap the number of times that you can inspect a pitcher in a game. How about twice? That way, if you want to get him in the first inning and maybe you see something in the 5th inning, that you can say, hey, I want you to look at him. Do it off the mound. Do it if you want to walk over to the dugout in between innings. Whatever it is, do it in a way that you're not embarrassing people. Here's the other thing with the commissioner. Why are we doing it during the season? Why don't we be fair to everybody and let the pitchers understand this is what we're cracking down on next year? Now, that's going to give them time to find something else to use. But how many decades did we watch baseball look the other way when it came to steroids? When the hitters were allowed to have an advantage. Now the pitchers have an advantage. And it's not good for business because batting averages are at an all-time low. But if you're a pitcher, all right, now I got to adjust. What am I allowed to have? And that's what I would want to know. Like, what am I allowed to have? Now, okay, these pitchers who say, man, I could have hit him with, it almost, Max Scherzer said, oh, I could have hit him in the side of the head. Okay. What were you using last week, Max? Garrett Cole, what were you using last week? All right, how about you give us full disclosure here, what you were using? And then maybe baseball can meet you halfway. We'll give you something that you can use. Because I understand that. These baseballs are so slick when you get them. They rub them up, but they're slick. Now, Max saying that, it wasn't a warm night and I wasn't sweating. Okay. But he was running his fingers through his hair, which Joe Girardi said he doesn't do. If you got rid of the old stuff, then what are you doing with the new stuff? Or where is the new stuff? Now, that doesn't mean another player doesn't have this. I mean, I've been around sports a long time. Doesn't have to come from the pitcher. You can have somebody who can help you. The catcher can have something. Third base can help you. You can always have somebody who can help you a little bit. But baseball's being unfair to the pitchers from this perspective. Now you're asking them to adjust on the fly. Imagine if you said to all hitters, no more batting gloves. Or no more pine tar. Like just some dirt. How about some rosin? How about spit on your hands there? Everybody has to use the same thing. It's embarrassing for baseball. They're getting attention here. But if Rob Manfred, who didn't do anything with the Astros, doesn't do anything here, then he's going to get roughed up. So at least he's trying. It's awkward. It was awkward to see that exchange with Max Scherzer and Joe Girardi. I mean, he had a pitcher with the A's who pulls his pants down in front of the umpire, takes off his hat. Who was that? Sergio Romo. He pulls his pants down right in front of the umpire. I would have run him right then. Get out of here. You're not going to embarrass me like that. Oh, you want my hat? You want my glove? You want my belt? I'm pulling my pants down. How about I make you play the rest of the game with your pants down? Get out of here. And all fired up. Final hour coming up.